Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with the 10th standard chemistry and physics. Unit 12, carbon and its compound, series number 11 is going to be discussed. In the earlier session, we completed exclusive discussion about what are the organic functional groups present in the carbon and its compounds. So various examples and their general formula and few things which are related with those functional groups have been completed in the last session. In addition to all these, in this chapter, carbon and its compound, what is carbon chemistry? Why carbon is specially designated as an organic chemistry in the field of chemistry along with so many kind of branches, and why carbon is able to form only 4 bonds being it's tetravalent in nature. So what could be the reason for that one, and what will be the electronegativity of this carbon, and allotropic forms available for this one, and in what way carbon and its compounds are applicable in general. Those topics already have been completed and uploaded on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. In addition to all this, we already completed unit 1 to 11, all this entire detailed explanation of this 10th class chemistry and physics. So all available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. In this session, we are going to discuss in detail about what is isomerism, in what way these carbon compounds are able to exhibit this kind of phenomenon. Let us enter into our series number 11 of unit 12, carbon and its compounds. So here, before entering into that one, we are going to discuss about few facts which are related with the functional groups of organic chemistry. So here, some of the compounds are provided to us. We may compare ammonia with a hydroxy compound, ether compound with water, right? How can we relate all these compounds? If one of the hydrogen replaced from ammonia alkyl group, then we will get amine. So ammonia is closely resembling with these primary amines. How it can be? So this is the structure of ammonia, where central nitrogen surrounded with 3 hydrogens in its vicinity, being it is a pyramidal structure. And here, one of the hydrogen we are replacing with alkyl, here carbon compound. So hydrogen replaced with carbon moiety, so that it is turned into a amine. So this is a kind of resemblance between ammonia and amine compounds, and another is hydroxy and ether with the water. How can we say? Let us see. Water, being it is a bent molecule, oxygen surrounded with 2 hydrogens, and upper side and lower side, both the sides, it is occupied by 2 lone pair of electrons respectively, right? In this, if we are replacing one of the hydrogen with alkyl, one of the hydrogen replaced with alkyl, hence you can say this is a hydroxy compound. Hydroxy compound, ethanol is the simplest example. Or else, if you are going to replace these 2 hydrogens with the 2 alkyl groups with a suitable form, so here it turned into a ether, ROR, 2 hydrogens now replaced with ether. So in this manner, here ammonia is resembling with amine, where one of the hydrogen of ammonia replaced with a alkyl group, whereas from this water, if you are replacing 1 hydrogen with alkyl, that is regarded as a hydroxy. 2 hydrogens with alkyl, that is regarded as a ether. There is a similarity between the structure of these compounds with the naturally existing most familiar compounds to us. One is water, second is amine. We may compare the amines as we are done with the hydroxy, ether and water. If the hydrogen replaced from ammonia with a group of alkyl, so that it is converted into a primary amine. If 2 hydrogens replaced with that one, that turned into a secondary. Here is the simplest example called a secondary, where nitrogen is occupied with one of the hydrogen. 2 hydrogens now replaced with 2 alkyl, 2 methyl groups. This is denoted as dimethylamine. Being it is dialkyl, you can say it is a secondary. So earlier, just now we completed, this is a nitrogen occupied by 1 alkyl, hence you can say this is a primary, and 2 alkyl groups were present called secondary. If nitrogen surrounded by 3 alkyl groups in its vicinity without any hydrogens, that is called trimethylamine, and you can designate this compound as a tertiary amine. So in this manner, so here all these amines can be regarded as the derivatives of ammonia, where hydrogens now replaced with the alkyl groups. One of the hydrogen replaced called primary, two hydrogens when replaced called secondary, when three hydrogens replaced with alkyl called a tertiary amine, right? This is the simplest resemblance of ammonia and amine compounds. And now we are going to enter into the another new concept called isomerism, which is related with these compounds. Isomerism not purely restricted to carbon and its compounds, and this also extended to any other compounds like phosphorus exhibit in isomerism, and remaining compounds also exhibit their isomerism. So isomerism is possible in other compounds also. In organic compounds also, we can observe this isomerism. So for example, I'm taking the simplest compound called butane with a 4-carbon chain. 4-carbon chain constituted with a C4H10. So 4 carbons and 10 hydrogens. Simply you can designate the compound as a hydrocarbon. So this can be written either of the form. One is straight chain, second is branched form. Here you can clearly observe 3-dimensional representation as well as 2-dimensional representation is also provided to us. So here you can clearly observe 4 carbons in the straight chain and each accompanied by the hydrogen atoms. Whereas in the second compound, 3 carbons are in the straight chain. In either carbon is arranged on the side chain. So both are associated with the same molecular formula, that is C4H10. If you count the number of hydrogens in these two compounds, carbons are 4 and hydrogens are 10 respectively. But the representation of compound is entirely different. Here you can observe all the 4 carbons in the laying on the straight chain, whereas in the second compound, one of the carbon is laying on the side chain. This is a kind of system where molecular formula remains same, but the arrangement of the groups are different. Consequently, properties will be varied. This is a phenomenon called isomerism. Let us see. C4H10, when it is present in all the carbons in the straight chain, the compound is said to be a straight chain hydrocarbon. Whereas if 3 carbons in the straight one and one of the carbon in the branched, then it is said to be a branched hydrocarbon. So in the two forms, C4H10 formula can be represented. Now let us see how many carbon hydrogen atoms are there in A and B. If you count the number of carbons, 4 in the both the cases, number of hydrogens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here also 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 plus 1, 10. In both the cases, number of carbons and hydrogens remains C4H10 only. Write the condensed molecular formula for this C4H10, for this also C4H10. So that here, though the compounds are not representing in a similar manner, but constituted by the similar number of carbons and the hydrogens in both the cases. So let us go with the first isomer called C4H10. All the carbons are laying in the straight chain, and this is designated as a N-butane. N denotes what? Normal butane, where chain system is in a straight form. Hence, you can say it a N-butane, normal butane. Move on to second form, that is C4H10 with one of the branching. One of the carbon now shifted from a terminal position to one of the second carbon, so that it turned into a CH3, which is a branched structure, and it is also represented in a line structure as well, so that it is the system called a branched one, right? So here terminology is introduced where we find both of these compounds are in nature, they have different properties, though the molecular formula is accompanied by C4H10 for both the compounds, but they are not resided with the similar properties. That is purely because of arrangement of the groups around the central carbon. They have the different properties due to the difference in their structure. Compounds of these types have a same molecular formula, but arrangement is different. These two compounds are said to be isomers. These two compounds are said to be isomers. I'm giving another similar example to you, where I'm taking C2H6O and C2H6O for H6O for both the compounds, but both are not having similar functional group. Here you can find OH, here you can find O, R, O, R. Here it is said to be a hydroxy, it is said to be a ether. But molecular formula remains same, functional groups are different, arrangement is different, so that these two are said to be isomers, and the phenomenon is called isomerism. Consequently, their properties also varied. The phenomenon of possessing same molecular formula, but properties are variant. This kind of system is said to be isomerism, and the structures which exhibiting this phenomenon are called isomers. Isomerism in general can be categorized into two major classes. One is called a structural, second is called a stereoisomerism. Structural isomerism further classified into chain, positional, functional, metamerism, tautomerism, ring chain. All these can be detailedly studied in your higher classes. And stereoisomerism further categorized into geometric and optical isomerism. Isomerism is nothing but, though molecular formula remains same, but their arrangement of the groups are different. Consequently, properties also vary. This type of phenomenon is called isomerism, and the compounds which showing this one are called isomers. And isomerism further, so many types are there. All those are illustrated in this tabular form. You will have the detailed study about individual isomerism in your higher classes. Now, this is the simplest representation of isomerism in organic chemistry, where chain isomerism, straight chain, just now we studied about butane with one of the side chain called 2-methyl propane. Both are pertaining to C4H10 molecular formula. And another type of isomerism called positional. So here the double bond is located at the first carbon, but in the second one, double bond is shifted to second carbon. 2 butane, 1 butane. So this is said to be a positional isomerism where position of the group get varied. Molecular formula remains identical. And next is about functional. Functional isomerism means functional groups will be varied. Here is the double bond, here is the cyclic structure. Double bond is of one kind of functional group, and the cyclic structure is another kind of functional group. Though both the compounds are having similar molecular formula, their representation of functional groups are varied. Hence, you can say both are functional isomers. Geometric isomerism, nothing but around the double bond, if two similar groups are in the opposite side called trans, same side called cis. Opposite side isomer, if similar groups are residing called trans, similar side of the double bond if functional groups are laying called cis isomer. So this is called a geometrical isomerism. Optical is nothing but when any compound irradiated with light, if properties are varied, that is called optical isomerism. So optical isomers, if two compounds are having what we can say mirror like a relationship, and both are not superimposable, that is said to be a optical isomerism. These are the broad ways to categorize all the compounds based on their chain and branch structure, position of the functional group isomerism possible, geometrical isomerism around the double bond, optical isomerism due to their variation in the light properties. Right, all these are the kind of isomers which are available in the organic chemistry. Now, iso is nothing but same. Iso means similar. Meros means the parts. So here both the compounds are having similar parts, but some extent of arrangement is different. Their molecular formula will be same. And molecular formula same. Above example, isomerism is due to difference in the structure, but not formula. So carbons are same, hydrogens are same, but arrangement is different. This is called a structural isomerism. So if variation in the structure, but similar molecular formula is there, that is said to be a structural isomerism. The simplest example under structural isomerism will be butane, isobutane. Butane with a straight 4-carbon chain. Isobutane is a branched 4-carbon chain. 3 carbons are on the straight chain, one of the carbon laying in the branch, right? So here we can extend the similar isomerism for any other compounds as well. Here I'm taking 5-carbon chain as well as 6-carbon chain that is given for our work. So here, when we go with the 5 carbon chain C5H12 as the empirical formula for this, and 5 carbons if laying in the straight chain, that is said to be a pentane. All 5 carbons are laying in the straight chain. If one of the carbon shifted to branch, so just like in the isobutane, here also one of the carbon will be shifted to branch, so that it is called isopentane. If we are shifting any other carbon also as a side chain, so 2 carbons are becoming a side chain, so that it is said to be a neopentane, where central carbon surrounded with 4 methyl groups in its vicinity. In this manner, pentane can exist in either all the carbons in the straight form, one of the carbon in the branched form, and 2 carbons in the branches. Straight carbons is called N-pentane. One of the methyl is a branching called isopentane. If 2 methyl residing in the branch is called a neopentane. All 3 isomers are the part of structural isomers of pentane molecule. Move on to C6H14, 6 carbon chain. You may indicate in the straight chain like this manner called N-hexane. And one of the carbon we can cut and paste in the second position, so that here it will become 2-methyl pentane. One of the methyl became branch. Either methyl may resides at second carbon, otherwise you may shift this to third carbon as well. This is another possibility. So that side chain may located at second position or third position as well. Otherwise, we may shift 2 of the methyl groups. So 2 methyl groups are becoming branches of one of the methyl at second, another methyl at third position. This is another possibility. And the last possibility, 2 methyl groups are present on the same carbon atom. We are not going to locate on the adjacent. Rather, all 2 side chains are residing on the same carbon. It is becoming a tertiary. So this is another possibility. In this manner, C6H14 is able to exhibit these many structural isomers. All are having similar molecular formula C6H14 only. But only the variation is one is a purely straight chain. In either one of the branch at second place, in either that branch shifted to third place, and in either. So 2 methyl are becoming a side chains. In this also 2 methyl are side chain, but all 2 methyl are present in the same carbon atom. Here vicinal, here gem, dimethyl compound is generated. All these are the part of structural isomers of C6H14. These are arised due to the similar molecular formula but change in the structure of the compounds. So all these are the parts of isomerism. By this, we have gone through the isomerism in the organic compounds. Though molecular formula is same, because of variation in the structural arrangement, their properties get varied. So by this, we completed the session number 11. Hope this session will be helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much for your consistent listening. Thank you one and all.